Hi, this is Randy. Welcome to my channel. Glad to have you here today. Hope all is well with you. If you would please hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. If you'll give me a thumbs up and if you will share with a friend, this will help my channel to grow. That's the help I need. Thanks for everyone that has. Commercials over. Today we're going to get into, are you a faithful person? You know, faithfulness sometimes is really hard to find. Sometimes it's a precious commodity that you don't see very often, people being faithful. But we're going to talk about that. 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. We have to keep the faith. We have to be faithful to the Lord. We need to be faithful to pray every day. We need to be faithful in reading our Bible. We need to be faithful in helping other people out when we possibly can. You need to be a faithful person that can be counted on. Now, I understand if you're sick and you have a disease, or you're sick with problems and you can't get out like you used to, or if you go out, you can only stay out a short time. I understand that. That's understandable. But that faithfulness comes in every order. Whether you be at church or be at home, always be faithful to God and don't fail the Lord. In life, you don't have to get the good times all the time. Sometimes you get the bad times. Happy times, sad times. Sometimes it's warfare. Unfortunately, we all go through all these phases in life. Things are not always up here. Sometimes we look at the TV and think Hollywood says, oh, it should be like this, it should be like that. It's not going to be happy all the time. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how famous you are. If you don't believe it, you're on YouTube now, you're on Rumble. Go on there and look at all for the cemeteries where all the people are buried who have taken their own life. Of rich people, famous people. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm trying to tell you that faithfulness is something that we all need, and not everybody will be happy all the time. It's just the way life is. Life is not always laughter. Sometimes it's tears. Paul said Paul was getting close to the end of his life, and he was looking at things, and he was leaving Timothy with something he could leave behind. Paul could say that he'd been faithful to God. He was a faithful servant, Paul was, to the Lord. Paul faced death knowing that he would be with the Lord for eternity, and that someday we will, and we will get our reward just like Paul got his. We're not all going to stay in this life forever. Everyone, unless you get raptured out, everyone's going to face death. You don't know when it'll be. You don't know how long you have, but God knows. And so we need to be faithful to the Lord till our very last breath. It's nice to know that you don't have to be a giant in faith like Paul. You can be everyday people like you and me. That God still loves us, even though you don't pastor a huge church, even though you're not a multimillionaire, even though you don't drive a Bentley. Let me tell you something. God doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about what home you live in, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive. He don't care about that. It doesn't matter. You brought nothing into this world. You'll take nothing out of this world. You're not going to leave with all your possessions. So when you stand before God, you're going to stand like every other man and woman. No different. You're not going to get special treatment because you was famous. All right. Paul gave those words to Timothy for us to let us know that no matter how bad life gets, terrible on this earth, how it hurts, whatever the problems may be, someday we will be with the Lord, and all the trouble, pain, sickness, all the death will be gone. It'll be over. And we'll be with the Lord just like Paul is today. Paul said to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. When you pass from this life, you're going somewhere. It's up to you to decide which way you're going to go. So we need to realize that. Don't give up. Fight the good fight of faith. Have the faith that you need. And hang on to God and His promises. And God will help you. Thank you for your time. This time, till next time, old Rev May signing off. Don't give up.